Now, talking about international financing, with the policy of LPG, that is liberalization, privatization and globalization, now Indian companies can also issue shares abroad just the way they issue shares over here to raise money, right? And for the purpose of doing the same, they have something called as global depository receipts, that is GDRs. These are nothing else but these are shares of Indian companies in foreign currencies. That means if an Indian company wants to issue its shares, wants to raise some money from some foreign countries, then it will have to do it by issuing GDRs, that is your global depository receipts, right? Now let us understand the procedure, that how is it done. क्लियर ना, इंडियन कंपनी जो है, ठीक है, उसको जितने भी नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स इशू करने हैं टू अ फॉरेन कंट्री, इन अ फॉरेन कंट्री बेसिकली, इट इज गोइंग टू हैंड इट ओवर टू अ डोमेस्टिक कस्टोडियन बैंक. ठीक है, अपनी कंट्री में जो होगा एक डोमेस्टिक कस्टोडियन बैंक, वो उसको हैंड ओवर करेगी. देन दैट डोमेस्टिक कस्टोडियन बैंक इज going to contact the overseas depository bank in whichever country I want to issue those shares. Fine. उनका जो depository bank होगा, the domestic custodian bank is going to get in touch with them and is going to hand over the shares of the Indian company to that bank. What that bank is going to do is convert those equity shares into global depository receipts, okay, which are in a foreign currency. ठीक है, then issue them to the foreign investors. Clear? इंडियन कंपनी ने दिए आपके डोमेस्टिक कस्टोडियन बैंक को, डोमेस्टिक कस्टोडियन बैंक ने दिए ओवरसीज डिपॉजिटरी बैंक को, जिसने उनको कन्वर्ट किया इन ग्लोबल डिपॉजिटरी रिसीट्स एक्सप्रेस्ड इन फॉरेन करेंसी. फाइन. एंड देन फाइनली इशूड देम टू फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर्स. Clear? Now, what are the features of GDRs? Number one, GDRs can be listed on any foreign stock exchange except America. ठीक है? Then one GDR can represent more than one share. मतलब मैं let us say 10 शेयर्स को कंबाइन करके भी एक GDR बना सकती हूँ. Then उसकी डिनोमिनेशन in the foreign currency will be different. Clear? GDR can be converted into share at any point of time. Then a global depository receipt holder does not have any right to vote, right? And dividend is paid on GDRs just as it is paid on shares, right? Now, like we have global depository receipts, we also have ADRs, that is American depository receipts, which is just the same as GDRs, with the only difference then these can be listed only on the American stock exchange. So if a company wishes to raise money from USA, United States of America, it has to issue American depository receipts, which can be traded only on American stock exchange. The features of ADRs will be just the same as that of GDR. The procedure of issuing ADR will just be the same as that of issuing a GDR. All right. Third, IDR, that is your Indian depository receipt. If a foreign company wants to raise money from India, all right, then it can do so by issuing Indian depository receipts. Clear? Any foreign company wanting to raise money from Indian market will have to issue IDRs issued, and these IDRs, they are issued in Indian rupee denomination. Now procedure इसका क्या होगा? इंडियन कंपनी की जगह आ जाएगी आपकी फॉरेन कंपनी. ठीक है, फॉरेन कंपनी जो देगी वो अपने डिपॉजिटरी बैंक को देगी, राइट? देन दैट डिपॉजिटरी बैंक इज गोइंग टू देयर इंटरनेशनल कस्टोडियन बैंक इज गोइंग टू हैंड इट ओवर टू योर इंडियन डिपॉजिटरी बैंक. ठीक है, इंडियन डिपॉजिटरी बैंक इज गोइंग टू कन्वर्ट द शेयर्स ऑफ द फॉरेन कंपनी इनटू आईडीआरस, एंड फर्दर इन आईडीआरस को इशू किया जाएगा to the Indian investors, right? And these IDRs will be expressed in Indian rupee denomination, right? Now, IDRs are issued by a foreign company, clear? Listed on Indian stock exchange. These IDRs will be issued listed on Indian stock exchange. A single IDR, like a GDR or ADR, a single IDR can represent more than one share. Dividend is payable on IDRs just like it is payable on shares, and the holder of IDR does not have any right to vote. Fine. An IDR can be converted into share after a period of 1 year. Clear? So more or less the features of GDR, ADR and IDR are more or less just the same. Clear? So this was about international financing. Now moving on to loans from commercial banks. All right. When you take loan from the banks, fine, it can be for a long term, it can be for a medium term, right? Now what are the features? It creates a charge on the assets. Now when you take a loan from a commercial bank, the bank is going to ask for a security. The bank is going to ask for a security. You may have to mortgage your assets. You'll have to mortgage your assets to take loan from the bank. So it necessarily creates a charge on the assets, right? Loan from the bank can be repaid in easy installments. I think we all are aware of that. Fine, people take loan for purchasing their vehicles, they take home loans. Now the same can be repaid in easy installments. And interest on loan which is to be paid, it's a fixed obligation, meaning it has to be paid whether there are profits or whether there are losses. Fine. Now coming to what are the merits of taking loans from the commercial banks. Number one, timely availability of funds. Fine. Generally, whenever you apply for loan, whenever you want money, you start applying, you start looking out for alternatives much before that. All right. And if you have applied for loan from a particular bank, you get to know whether you are going to get the loan or not get the loan within a few days time, right? So whenever you require money, the same can be made available at the right time. Right? Secrecy of the business. If you don't want, when you are taking a loan, there are certain business secrets that you have to share with the bank. But then you be rest assured that bank को आपने जो भी अपनी secrets बताई हैं regarding your finances या regarding your properties, you have to give these details, right? The same will not be leaked to someone else. Then it is a flexible source, meaning अगर मेरा profit बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया, मेरे पास excess money है, I can always repay my loan, fine. या मुझे अगर मैंने अभी 10 crores का loan लिया है, मुझे थोड़ा सा और चाहिए, I can always extend the amount, I can always apply for I can always apply for additional loan. All right. Demerits will be, it's an uncertain source. Uncertain source क्यों है? Because आपको कुछ पक्का तो नहीं है कि अगर आपने लोन के लिए अप्लाई किया है तो आपको 110% मिलेगा ही मिलेगा. You can't be banking upon only loan from one place. कि मैंने यहाँ अप्लाई कर दिया, यहाँ से मुझे मिल जाएगा. There is no certainty. All right. Then it is a difficult procedure. It is a difficult and quite a lengthy procedure. Okay. Lot of procedural formalities are involved in taking a loan from a commercial bank. Right. Now on the same lines we have that for a long term, ठीक है. For a short and medium term we have public deposits, ठीक है. Public deposits is nothing else but companies, they invite public to deposit money with them on which they are going to give them interest which is much more than the bank deposits. That's why these public deposits are becoming very, very popular these days. Right, people think that rather than their money lying idle in the savings account or in the fixed deposit account, right, wherein they are earning just an interest of about 8%, 8.5%, why not invest it in companies? All right, and this is generally for a period up to 3 years. Okay, now what are the merits? The procedure is pretty simple. You just have to apply on a prescribed form, all right, and you can deposit your money with a particular company and thereby earn an interest rate which is much more than the bank deposits, right? Then the cost is pretty low. The cost of public deposits is pretty low. When we say cost of public deposit, we are talking about cost from the point of view of the company. All right, that means if we are raising money by using public deposits, the interest that is payable on public deposits is much less as compared to the interest that you may be paying on debentures or as compared to the interest that the dividend that you may be giving to the shareholders, right? It does not create any charge on the assets. You don't have to mortgage your assets. The company doesn't have to mortgage their assets to take deposits from the public at large, and no dilution of controls. Okay, the holder of the public deposit does not get to participate in the management of the company. He is not a part of the management of the company. So the control does not get diluted at all, right? Demerits are, it is difficult for new companies to raise money via public deposits. Why? Because people don't have that faith and trust in that company. Fine. If a company is established, मुझे पक्का पता है कि मैंने अगर इसमें पैसा लगाया तो मेरा पैसा डूबेगा नहीं. पर अगर एक कंपनी नहीं है, how do I know whether it is profitable for me to invest my money in that company or not, right? Then it's an unreliable source.